In the vast and varied tapestry of the natural world, there exists a rhythm of life that dictates the actions of every living creature. For many, this rhythm is a frantic dance of survival, a ceaseless search for food, a constant vigilance against predators. But for others, the tempo is altogether different. It is a slow, languid melody, dominated not by activity, but by profound and extended periods of rest. These are the masters of slumber, creatures for whom sleep is not merely a daily necessity, but a fundamental strategy for life itself. Across continents and ecosystems we find these champions of repose, from the dense, humid jungles where pythons lie in silent wait, to the high canopy of eucalyptus forests that are home to the iconic koala. The art of sleeping has been perfected in remarkable ways. It is a behavior driven by diet, by safety, by the very climate in which they live. These animals have turned inactivity into a powerful tool, a way to conserve precious energy in a world where every calorie counts. It is a side of the animal kingdom we rarely consider, yet it is as vital as the hunt or the chase. So, let us now venture into this quiet realm, this world of deep sleep and unhurried existence. We will journey from dark caves to sun-dappled branches, exploring the fascinating lives of nature's greatest nappers. It is a story of adaptation, of energy conservation, and of the surprising ways in which life can thrive not through constant motion, but through deliberate stillness. Let's discover the top 5 sleepyhead animals that nap their way through most of the day. Here, in the warm, humid climes of the tropics, we find our first master of slumber, the python. This magnificent reptile, a creature of immense power and patience, spends the vast majority of its life in a state of profound stillness. For up to 18 hours a day, it can remain almost completely motionless, its beautifully patterned scales a near-perfect camouflage against the forest floor or a sun-dappled branch. This is not laziness, it is a calculated and essential part of its survival strategy, a masterclass in energy conservation. The python is an ambush predator. It does not chase its prey over long distances. Instead, it waits. This waiting requires an extraordinary economy of movement. Every flicker of a muscle, every slight shift consumes energy. Energy that must be preserved for the single explosive moment of a strike. By sleeping or entering a state of brumation, a reptile's equivalent of hibernation, the python slows its metabolism to a mere crawl. Its heart rate drops, its breathing becomes almost imperceptible. It is a living statue, conserving every joule of power for the hunt that may be hours or even days away. After a successful hunt and a substantial meal, the python's need for rest becomes even more critical. Digesting a large animal, sometimes as big as a deer or an antelope, is an immense physiological undertaking. The snake will find a secluded, safe spot and enter an extended period of dormancy that can last for weeks. During this time, its body is entirely devoted to the slow process of breaking down its meal. Sleep, for the python, is therefore not just a way to save energy for the hunt, but an indispensable part of the feast itself, a quiet, hidden chapter in its dramatic cycle of life. High in the canopy of Australia's eucalyptus forests lives an animal whose life is inextricably linked to the tree it calls home. The koala, with its gentle disposition and endearing appearance, is one of the planet's most dedicated sleepers, often resting for up to 20 hours a day. It spends its life wedged comfortably in the fork of a branch, seemingly lost in a perpetual dream. This extreme lethargy is not a choice, but a direct consequence of its highly specialized and remarkably challenging diet. Koalas feed almost exclusively on eucalyptus leaves. While abundant, these leaves are a difficult source of sustenance. They are low in nutrients and calories, high in tough, fibrous matter, and, most significantly, contain toxic compounds that are poisonous to most other animals. To survive on such a diet, the koala has evolved a very slow metabolism. This allows it to extract the maximum amount of nutrients from the leaves while giving its specialized digestive system, including an exceptionally long cecum, time to break down the toxins. The trade-off for this unique ability is a chronic lack of energy. And so, the koala must sleep. It sleeps to process its difficult food. It sleeps to conserve the meager energy it gains. And it sleeps simply because it does not have the fuel for much else. Its waking hours are spent methodically eating, moving slowly from one branch to another in a deliberate quest for the most tender leaves. The rest of its day, the vast majority of its life, is passed in a tranquil slumber, a silent testament to the extreme adaptations required to carve out a niche in one of the world's most demanding environments. Its sleepiness is its survival. As dusk falls, the world awakens for some, but for our next sleepyhead, it is the end of a very long day's rest. The little brown bat, a creature of the night, is a champion of sleep, capable of resting for nearly 20 hours out of every 24. Its days are spent in the quiet, cool darkness of a cave, a hollow tree, or an attic, clustered together with hundreds, sometimes thousands, of its kind. Here, hanging upside down by its delicate feet, it enters a state of deep torpor, its world turned on its head, both literally and figuratively. This marathon of sleep is a crucial energy-saving mechanism. Flying and hunting for insects on the wing is an incredibly energy-intensive activity. The bat's frantic, acrobatic flight in the dark burns a tremendous number of calories. To compensate, it must minimize its energy expenditure during its inactive hours. By slowing its heart rate from over 1,000 beats per minute in flight to a mere 20 beats per minute during torpor, the bat conserves the precious fuel it will need for the coming night's hunt. Hanging upside down, a posture that seems so precarious to us, is in fact another ingenious energy-saving adaptation. The tendons in a bat's feet are designed to lock in place without any muscular effort. It can hang effortlessly, using no energy at all to hold on. This position also offers a strategic advantage. It provides a safe roost away from ground-dwelling predators, and allows for a quick launch into flight, simply by letting go and falling into the air. For the brown bat, the long, dark, upside-down sleep is the perfect preparation for its brief, frenetic life in the night sky. In the lush green canopy of Central and South American rainforests, life moves at a different pace, and the embodiment of this unhurried existence is the sloth. Famed for its deliberate, almost glacial movements, the sloth is another of nature's great sleepers, spending between 15 and 20 hours each day in a state of rest. It hangs from branches using its long, curved claws, often appearing more like a bundle of algae-covered fur than a living animal. This profound stillness is the very key to its existence. The sloth's diet, consisting mainly of leaves, buds, and a few select fruits, is, much like the koala's, incredibly low in calories. To survive on such poor energetic returns, the sloth has evolved one of the lowest metabolic rates of any non-hibernating mammal. Its body temperature is also lower and more variable than most mammals, further reducing its energy needs. Every movement is slow and considered, a conscious effort to conserve every possible calorie. Sleep, therefore, becomes the default state, the baseline from which all other minimal activities are launched. This lifestyle of extreme slowness and sleep also serves as a remarkable defense mechanism. By moving so little, the sloth becomes incredibly difficult for predators, such as jaguars and harpy eagles, to spot. Its fur even cultivates a unique ecosystem of algae, which provides excellent camouflage against the green foliage of its treetop home. The sloth has turned its slowness and its sleepiness into a shield. It survives not by fighting or fleeing, but by simply not being seen, a quiet, motionless ghost in the living cathedral of the rainforest. On the sun-scorched plains of the African savanna, one might expect the apex predator, the king of beasts, to be a whirlwind of constant activity. Yet, the lion is, perhaps surprisingly, one of the sleepiest animals of all. A male lion in particular can spend up to 20 hours a day in repose, dozing in the shade of an acacia tree or sprawling out on a rocky outcrop. This regal lethargy is not a sign of weakness, but a privilege earned at the top of the food chain, and a necessary strategy for ruling its kingdom. Lions are immensely powerful, and the bursts of energy required for a hunt, the stalk, the chase, the final brutal takedown of a large animal like a wildebeest or a zebra, are extraordinarily taxing. These hunts are often short, intense, and unsuccessful. To be ready for these critical moments, a lion must conserve its strength. With no natural predators to fear as an adult, it can afford to rest openly and for long periods, saving its formidable power for when it matters most. Sleep is the lion's way of recharging its weapons. The social structure of the pride also influences these sleeping patterns. It is typically the lionesses who conduct the majority of the hunting, often working together in coordinated groups. The male's primary role is to defend the pride's territory and its members from rival lions, a task that requires explosive power rather than sustained endurance. After a large kill, the entire pride will feast and then enter a collective food coma, sleeping for a day or more as they digest their meal. For the lion, sleep is a luxury, a strategy, and a symbol of its undisputed sovereignty over the plains. As our journey through the world of slumber concludes, we are left with a deeper appreciation for the quiet side of nature. From the coiled python to the regal lion, we have seen that extended sleep is not a sign of indolence, but a highly evolved and sophisticated survival strategy. These animals have each, in their own unique way, tailored their lives to the rhythm of their environment and the constraints of their diet. Sleep allows them to conserve precious energy, to digest difficult foods, to avoid predators, and to prepare for the explosive moments of activity that define their existence. Their profound rest is a powerful reminder that in the relentless struggle for life, there is wisdom in stillness. It demonstrates that adaptation is not always about becoming faster or stronger, but sometimes about becoming slower, more patient, and more efficient. These napping masters have perfected the art of doing very little, and in doing so, have achieved a perfect balance with their world. They are a testament to the diverse and often surprising solutions that evolution has crafted to the fundamental challenges of survival. The animal kingdom is full of such wonders, where every behavior, no matter how seemingly passive, has a purpose. We have explored just 5 of nature's greatest sleepers, but many others share this trait. It truly makes one reconsider the pace of our own lives. Which of these sleepy creatures did you find the most fascinating? Was it the koala's eucalyptus-fueled dreams, or the lion's strategic naps? Let me know in the comments below which animal surprised you the most.